You just got like the. You can tell that you're just. Are you sure it's not hitting you? You have a very high face.
It's honestly not. I'm not. No, it's not there at all. I'm just. I can't talk. Apparently, I'm in a very interesting mood. A very introspective mood. I've noticed lately, and I think that's going to play into today's show.
Okay.
But
It's sort of like.
Are we fucking on?
I have no idea. I didn't see the intro play, but I don't know. But it sounds like sort of like an extension of last week. I think you were in an introspective. This might just be you just might be going through an introspective phase. It sounds like.
I think so. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. It's a really good thing. It's yeah. I don't know if we're on. I feel like just doing the show. Like I think we are. So I'm gonna. I saw the little guys spot pop up. I think we're. What do you think? Are we ready? Are we ready to do this shit?
I mean, look, we're always ready.
We're always ready, dude. How are you? How have you been?
Good. I've been great.
Great.
How have you been? Yeah. Well, okay. I guess I'm just kind of answering and not like really thinking about it. I haven't been great at all.
What?
I retract that answer. Well, nothing in particular. Just like I mean, I mentioned in a previous show that I've been, going over, trying to take care of myself more, especially on the mental health aspect of it. And that entails sort of like going out more. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been great. It's been helping a lot for sure. But it's just there's still a lot of things that I need to kind of get back on. I need to get back to like the gym and get back like in shape and start exercising again and getting on like a diet regimen and this is shit that I did for years prior and I was really good at it and I was swole, dude. I was fucking swole, right? I felt great. Yeah, dude. It's on my Instagram at JustinButts94, and so I think that you can see it. But so I really want to get back to that. That helped me a lot. I mean, it helps with your self-esteem. It helps with your mental health because you're not only are you exercising and leading more of a healthy lifestyle, but you're doing something that makes you feel good. And especially once you start getting a little muscular and everything, and like you feel really good about yourself, and all of that just went down the fucking drain during COVID. I haven't done shit, dude. And but I just look at it like it's baby steps getting back to that point.
That's all it is, man. It's. I think it's more than just the physical, and we've talked about this constantly because it's such a big part of our lives right now. It's also mental. It's also physical. It's everything. We're in a really weird place. We're in a really fucking weird place. And no matter where you are on even if you're like, I don't want a chip in my arm, even if you're there, obviously you're going through weird shit. We all are. It's just, I wish people would realize that. I wish people would go like, okay, I do understand that everyone's kind of dealing with some crazy shit right now. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a universal experience. There is kind of like a relief in that in a way, because it doesn't make you feel like it's easy to kind of get in your head and be like, oh, I'm fucking up, and I'm ruining all this shit. But it's like, it's really not my fault. If COVID hadn't happened, I would have been getting out more and doing things that I normally would. So it's nobody's fault.
No, it's nobody's fault. And let me ask you something, and I don't know if I've asked this before, and if I have, I'm sorry. I was probably high.
Go figure.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
What is there something you are going to take with you, like continue after all this is over? If we go back to complete normalcy, or is there something that you're going to take with you that, like, I don't know, the way you do things now?
I don't know. I mean, I think just from a societal standpoint in general, I think we're going we're going to be taking things with us. I think society is going to be changing in a way, even if it is just in subtle ways. You know, using the things that we've learned from COVID. I think that the time before COVID and the way the world was before, I think that's over.
Yeah.
I think for good. And not that things aren't going to completely, you know, go back to normal, but it's going to be a different version of what we knew before. I think, you know, knowing what we know now and being so caught off guard by such a, you know, destructive thing. But I don't know. I guess I'll probably, maybe I'll sanitize more, you know, like.
Dude, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, like we sanitize our food, we're pretty careful about what we bring in. Really, is there a harm in that? Like, even if nothing's out there, I mean, you never know. You never know what you're bringing in. It's,
well,
you know,
it's interesting because you see some of the procedures that people are taking to be clean and sanitized because of COVID, and you're like, well, why haven't we been doing this in the first place?
Yeah,
you know, like you saw people like disinfecting theater seats with like the big spray thing, and it's like, well, we should have been doing that the whole time. I don't want to sit in some gross ass seat. I think that's what's going to change. I think that people they have gotten used to this standard of cleanliness that now it's going to be hard to go back. I think the entire world is now traumatized because of COVID, and so now it's like anytime you're not properly cleaning or sanitizing, it's like, no, I don't want your business then.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling too as we start to move into things being open. And I went to the gym. Did I tell you?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to the gym. It was the first time I'm vaccinated. I wore the mask. I'll be honestly, no, I don't feel comfortable.
Really?
I just don't. Not right now. No, not right now.
Yeah.
For me specifically, I just usually do cardio. I don't do a lot of lifting anymore. I probably will get back to it later, but right now I'm not. So honestly, for me, I could just walk around outside in the beautiful sun, or you know, and we have great weather in LA, so you walk all over. You can have a nice time.
Speaking of the weather, I forgot to double check this. Can you hear my AC?
Yes, I can. I was going to mention that.
Thank you. I forgot. I meant to turn it off as soon as we. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
It's not as bad. I'm gonna go let him do this, but yeah, you need a remote for it, man. He needs a remote, right? You do? You are so unprepared, my God.
Well, I have a remote, but it's further away than the AC unit is. I mean, I can literally just reach right over here.
Oh wow, what is that behind you? Oh yeah, no, that's it. There's a ghost behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see? Woo! There you go. Yeah. I heard it and I was going to say something, but I was like, well, I'll see how bad. It wasn't as bad as you would think it was.
I mean, look, you know, sometimes you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail, and that's just life.
That is exactly what I say, except I use an elephant.
Okay.
Sometimes you're the elephant and sometimes you're the tusk.
Yo, sometimes you're the pigeon and sometimes you're the statue.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're the. No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not doing that.
Sometimes you're the host of the best podcast in the world. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and share what that leads me. Actually, I'm going to preface this with my voice cracked on the show. Yes, but
yeah.
I'll preface this with a little thing that I did yesterday. I used a weed delivery service for the first time.
Which one did you use?
I used Eaze, EAZE.
Almost did that. Okay, now I want to know what's like.
Yeah, I got first of all, what a time to be alive, where you can just go on your phone and have weed delivered to you. But yeah, so I signed up 2 years ago. Make it sound like it's so fucking long ago, but yeah, I signed up a couple years ago. I never used it. And then I got an email from them yesterday that's like, hey, we just added $30 of credit into your account. And I'm like, all right, I could be convinced to buy something now, get $30 off.
Sure.
So yeah, I bought I should have got all my purchases ready to show
You
off.
are
But
you're a mess. God damn
I
you.
know, dude.
God damn you.
Hey, man, I told you, baby steps.
Yeah, I guess so.
Baby steps.
So. Okay, fine. I'll take it. It is hot in here.
Dude, it's fucking hot.
It's getting hot in here. I'm not gonna take off all my clothes. Don't worry.
Oh, what the fuck?
I know. Well, maybe later. See, let's see how this affects.
We can start a Patreon and we can have like a separate show on the Patreon where it's like naked. It's like
again, that's OnlyFans.
Something naked.
Something naked. Something naked.
But yeah, I just got like 4 pre-rolls or something. But it's done well because so you order online, someone comes to your place with a card machine. You don't actually get charged until they show up because they bring the card machine with them, and you show them your ID, you give them the card, or you can use cash, and then they give you your little goodie bag. And it's funny because they give you like this whole spiel because I was a first time customer. Mm-hmm. They're like, just so you know, like whoever orders it has to be the one that picks it up. You can't have like a roommate or, a girlfriend or whatever come pick it up for you. It has to be you. Mm-hmm. But we don't only just come to your house. We can come wherever you want. Just make sure that just make sure that you have us come wherever you're at. He's like, we can come and deliver to your work, maybe not at your work, but you can say meet us on this corner or something. And I'm like, it's nice to see that you guys are keeping the drug dealer spirit going, even in the legal sense.
That's like, yeah, where are we going to meet up, man? The corner.
Exactly.
4th and 5th. Yeah, let's do that, man.
Yeah.
Make sure you have the money, man. Make sure you fucking have that money.
Exactly. And you better tip your drivers, dude.
You tip how much?
I tipped him like $9. So, and it was like a $30 order. So I gave him well over 20%. Well, $3 over 20%. Still, I like to tip more than 20% anyway. Working in restaurants and customer service, you build a tremendous amount of empathy and you realize that this shit helps a lot. So, tip your bartenders and waitresses, otherwise you are a piece of shit for sure.
I agree. I mean, the only thing, and I'm gonna talk directly to our listeners right now because, like, I love to tip, but if I had Justin, fuck that. No, right. My tip would be, get a. Where's my goddamn Britney shirt? That's what.
Here's a tip for you. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
We did that one time. It was years and years ago. We went to a restaurant, and for some reason, and I hate being rude, like to servers or bartenders. I'm generally really nice, but there was something going on, like with this waitress, like slam shit down. And from the second we got in, and we were like, "What the fuck?" So we ended up for the tip. It was like, "Dude, seriously, have better attitude." That was what we wrote. It was bizarre. I mean, we tip well too.
Of course. Well, it takes a lot to justify either shorting a tip or not tipping at all. It takes a lot. But I mean, every once in a while you do run into a server that just sucks. I've had one that sticks out where when we got there, we saw his manager tell him, "Hey, you can't leave yet. Get these guys first." So we have like this disgruntled server that was like about to head home and we're their last table. And there was like fucking 6 of us there. But he started like roasting me because I wasn't ready to order yet. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. You want to make money before you go home? Cause this is how this fucking works. Like, I understand that you're upset. I can empathize with that, but don't be a fucking dick. That's how you lose money, Yeah,
it's not your fault. It wasn't specifically your fault that he had to stay.
No, and I the second time he came back to the table, I was like really short with him to kind of let him know, like, hey, you're not doing this. And he cleaned up his act.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah. Oh, so did you ultimately tip him?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was just when like the introductory phase where he was like taking our orders initially. And then when he came back, I was just like, it kind of gave him that attitude that was like, hey man, I see what you're doing, and we're not doing this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's glad that he picked up on that. But
Yeah.
back to this weed delivery on
Please.
their menu, and I've never seen this before, but I thought it was so cool. I thought about getting it, but I chose not to, just to save a little bit of money. They have weed infused ketchup packets and mustard packets and grape jelly and peanut butter. So
Damn, dude.
yeah, so they're leaving you no excuse to not always be high.
Wow.
Having a cookout, throw some weed ketchup on your burgers or whatever. You know, I thought it was cool. I
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Why not? I mean,
yeah.
it makes it the beauty of the marijuana industry, the weed industry. I think right now it really needs to be legal federally, but you really can find ways to do it, and there's so many options for just pain relief. There's so many options for sleep aids. There's so many options out there that, and you know, it's safe. Excuse me for coughing while I'm talking.
Rude.
I'm totally fine. I know. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, I'm a dick, man.
My God, unprofessional. I can't work with this type of unprofessionalism.
Jesus Christ, I've got something stuck in my. Oh Jesus, that's like air. Air. No, breathe. Yeah, no. I think it's. I love the options that are out there. I actually almost today. I almost went and got something a little different. I was going to get like one of the drinks, one of the juice.
Oh yeah. You could use it right now.
I could use. Hold on, let me take a drink of water. I didn't know.
No problem. Yeah, I see those drinks all the time. I've never had one before. I've always wanted to try it. I feel like a drink, it's easy to overserve yourself because you can just down the whole bottle, and then it's like, because that's how the edibles always are. It's like, just take half of it or a quarter of it. So if the bottle is like, yeah, just drink half of it, it's like, well, if it tastes good, then I'm gonna down it. I feel like it's just easier to overserve yourself.
You know, I'll be honest. I did it one time. I got like a fruit punch or some shit like that, and it was tasty. But I gotta admit, dude, and it was 100 milligrams of whatever. I don't remember if it was indica or if it was what like, I don't know what strain, whatever. I remember the brand. I remember nothing about it. I just remember having it and it having almost no effect on me.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure just the way it's processed into the drink and the way your body processes it, I'm sure it's way different between edible. I mean, there's THC bath bombs, and I'm like, I've always wanted to try it, but I'm like, I mean, how effective is it really?
I don't know. I mean, it would be. I would that might just be more for relaxation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Because look, there's a lot of times you can just fucking relax. There's shit that you can take. Just relaxes you. You don't feel high at all. You can totally function as a normal, in your normal state, but you're still you're just relaxed.
Sure. Well, and if something comes up, another great thing about it is that a high you can kind of like not completely snap out of, but you can kind of gather yourself. Whereas if you like drink, if you're too drunk, you just got to wait that shit out. Like you're not gonna play that cool at all.
Absolutely. That's 100% true.
But 100%. What I did this past week. I don't know if you saw anything about this, but it's the 20th anniversary of the first Shrek movie. So what the Cinemark was doing is having like a handful of showtimes for it, and I just like on a whim, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go see Shrek in theaters, and I took a couple edibles and went to go see Shrek in theaters.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool. How
really cool.
How was the experience?
It was, it was good overall. I enjoyed it for the most part. The only thing that was annoying is that, so the thing with Shrek is that over the past few years, there's been so many memes of Shrek that it's sort of like introduced Shrek to like the younger generation, like people that were probably born around the time that it came out.
People that weren't even alive when that came out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And so there were a lot of like people, younger than me there, that were like, because it's a meme, they were like quoting the movie as it was going, singing along to the songs, not like outrageously loud, but you could hear them a little bit, you know? And I'm like, at first I'm like, because I get hung up with the principles of things all the time. And so I'm like,
I know
this
you do.
fucking is the worst. And I was getting upset, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of like picked my brain because I'm like, you know what? I really want to enjoy this, you know, because for me, someone that's like more around my age, like it's not like a lot of these other things where, because I tend to like things that are not necessarily, I mean, sometimes before my time, but a lot of the things I like, I was, you know, alive for, but I wasn't like old enough to really enjoy it or take it in like someone, you know, maybe a handful of years older than me, you know. And I've talked about that. That's why I click more with people that are a little older than me. And but something like Shrek, I mean, that was like on the dot my time, you know. I mean, I was like the perfect age when it came out. I was the age that like the movie was geared for when it came out. So it was amazing for me to see it in theaters, because I don't remember if I did see it in theaters or not. I know I watched the shit out of it when it came out on video. But I thought I kind of changed my mindset, because I'm like, you know, everybody in this theater has seen this movie probably a dozen times. So it's not like they're really ruining it. And they're not really being outrageously loud. They're just here. They're just enjoying it. They're just having fun. And I thought,
like the edibles too, it affects your hearing. I mean, at least for me, it makes it louder. So the whispering or the singing along made it sound a little louder.
Well, and then you hear it, and then you're like listening for it. You know, you're putting too much focus on it. But I thought, you know what? They came here to have fun.
I want to Robert De Niro Cape Fear you in a movie. That's what I want to do.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm going to do one day. Let me know next time you see a movie, because I'm going to go and I'm going to smoke a cigar, put my feet up, and say,
oh my God.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
No, but I just looked at it like, you know, they came here to have fun, and so did I. So they're enjoying themselves, and I should too. So I just thought, you know what? It's kind of cool to be a part of this, you know, because it feels more like an event this way. And when the movie was over, everybody fucking clapped. It got an applause break afterwards. Fucking Shrek.
I miss that. I miss the random. I mean, because I see it more like, here's a secret. A lot of press screenings, you get the applause at the end of the movie. And I'm always kind of like, no one can hear you. You know, none of those people in the movie, like when you're clapping for them, they don't hear you. They don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a symbolic thing, and I'm cool with that. Like, if you feel the need, go for it. If you feel it takes a lot to really bother me in a movie, even when people are talking to an extent, depending on how bad it gets. But like, because I try to get lost in the film. I just try to disappear into it, especially. But I don't remember what it was like to be in a theater. I just don't remember.
I gotta tell you, dude, it's hard to get lost in a movie in a theater. Unless you have all respectful people, which is hard to find. Especially in like some of the big blockbuster movies where it draws in a lot of fuckheads. But
the art house do too, dude. You'll go to the I remember seeing fucking I think it was The Witch or something like that. And I love that movie. I love The Witch. It's a fucking great film. If you didn't like it, hey, cool, go for it. That's awesome. But I loved it. And I'm watching this movie. I saw it twice in the theater. And people were stupid. Just the worst. Oh my God. The worst was The Devil's Rejects. Have I told you about this?
I don't know.
So I was sitting in The Devil's Rejects in a press screening. This is for the press. I guess so. No, wait, sorry. No. Apologies. This was not a press screening. I saw twice in theater. There was an old man in the audience who started bitching about, this is disgusting. Like literally saying that out loud. And I'm just kind of like looking back, and this is sick. I'm just like, Then leave.
Also, did you not know what you were coming to see?
It's called The Devil's Rejects. It's not a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Look, it's a disturbing fucking movie, but it's fun. The director is Rob Zombie.
It's Rob Zombie, dude.
It's
Yeah.
dude, I had the weirdest conversation, and I'm not gonna say who it was because I don't remember his name, but a friend of mine introduced me to an older gentleman, and he's in the business, and well, he worked in the business, and he's a vet. You know, he has a little Navy hat on, I believe it was Navy, and it was. This is something I don't like about. I don't think is okay for people just in general. I think you have to be very careful how you treat people and how you the kinds of things you say. I think. And so we were talking about movies, and somehow Amityville Horror came up, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that as a kid, and he's like, you shouldn't be seeing that as a child. That was his. It wasn't. Oh gosh, is that really appropriate? It was just no. You shouldn't do that. And he's like, he was. You know what my favorite movie was when I was a kid? It was Bambi. It took everything not to go. Oh, you mean the one where they murdered the mom right in front of their kid? Yeah, that's great for kids. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You don't. Here's the thing. Look, I don't like going into a horror movie or a R-rated movie and having babies crying, or going to see something like South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut, and having 12-year-olds and 10-year-olds. That's weird, but at the same time, I'm not. If they're being appropriate, if they're being respectful, I don't give a fuck.
Well, yeah, and I mean, when I was a kid, I watched crazy shit. I mean, I think I told you, like,
kids do.
When I was like 5 or 6 years old, I watched Halloween H2O like on repeat.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think it's people forget in this old school idea of that's called parenting, and they don't realize that like you can prevent whatever influence that video games or music or movies have. You can wash away by being a parent,
which is also pretty much non-existent. I mean, video games and R-rated violent movies just don't make people hurt people.
They don't, and they keep trying to bring that back up. Like every time, I saw an article recently where Grand Theft Auto 5 is under fire again. The game is almost 10 years old at this point, and it's under fire again because it's caught. And it's like GTA has been getting this since they started making those games, and it's like, dude, it's nobody else's fault that your kid sucks. Sorry.
I mean, look, there's, obviously, like there's when you see a lot of serial killers, when you hear them talk about why they did what they did or why they committed such a vile act, hell, half the time they say it's because of the Bible. God told me to do it.
Mm-hmm. Or it's a broken home. I feel like that's more often what the case is.
Well, yeah, no, I mean it's very easy to blame. But we're not going to blame the Bible. We're not going to ban the Bible.
Of course not.
We're not going to blame it. You shouldn't blame a video game. You shouldn't blame an R-rated movie. Look, someone can be inspired by it. Sure, I know that there was a movie called. I don't remember much of this. I don't know why I remember this. But there's a movie that came out years and years ago, decades ago, called The Program, a football movie. And there was one scene where a bunch of the football players got on the road, and the cars would roar over them. I may be completely off. It was something like that. Some guy tried this. He didn't make it. I'm like,
yeah,
it's
but
not the movie's fault.
It's not. You know what it is? It's fucking natural selection. That's what it is. If you think that that's okay to do, then that's what happens.
Yeah, it always fascinates me when like Jackass or any of those shows. There's a new show, Big Trick Energy, Big Trick Energy. I think
Big Trick Energy. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's basically,
of course it's called Big Trick Energy.
It's these 4 dudes who are friends, and they do I don't remember, Wes, Ken. I'm not going to go through the names. But they do magic and then pranks. So it's kind of a magic prank show. So it's Impractical Jokers more with bro guys and more.
Oh, great!
But with that said, it's not as bad as it sounds. Like they do some funny stuff, and they like It's all right. It's very staged. You're watching it. You're going like, yeah, this is scripted, man. This is scripted, but it's there. I don't know how. I'm sure it's like one of those things where like, hey guys, we're gonna be doing something with these guys, so maybe you could just play along. I don't know how they do it. I'm sure
sure it's something
the
like
magic
that.
is cool. The some of the things they do is really cool, but they have the little, we're a bunch of idiots doing this. Don't try this. This is stupid to do this shit.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, my boy Chris Stefano is going to be having his own show on True TV soon.
Oh,
So,
really? Which one? What show?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. It's like, I honestly don't know. I mean, he's talked about it a lot on his podcast, but it's like I'm not going to watch the show, so I just kind of tune it out. I'm just there.
Well, I probably will. So, damn it,
dude, he's a fucking funny fucking guy. His podcasts are awesome. But no, back to like the applause breaks. I mean, I think it's really special when it's not like a press screening. It's just a bunch of regular people that all in unison decide, you know what, this was so good that I'm going to clap. It like creates a moment. I try to think of all the other movies that have been in that have gotten applause breaks. I think Force Awakens probably did, if I remember correctly. I know when I went to go see Dark Knight Rises, that got an applause break.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. No Dark Knight did for me.
Oh yeah. I think The Hangover did too.
Hangover's awesome.
Hangover's awesome.
Fucking rad, dude.
Oh yeah, it was like, it felt like, because I don't know, comedy movies are kind of hit or miss, and
all movies are hit or miss.
Well, true, but comedies can either be like, I don't know, a lot of them are just cringy and they're just like really hacky jokes, but The Hangover was like, this is fucking, it felt like one of those classic 80s type of movies, like comedy movies,
There's been a lot of those. Like there was I would say Hangover, not necessarily in the same vein, but Bridesmaids is fucking hilarious.
Yes, dude.
God, that's literally my favorite comedy of the last fucking decade. That's
really good.
Fucking funny. I mean, but here's the thing. I like the stupid shit too, like Night School. Like I love the 21 Jump Street movies. I think
I do too.
Hilarious. I like that. I like dumb humor. I like Good Boys. The little three.
I never saw that one. Yeah, I heard it was really good though. I love silly shit.
It's not really good. It's not really good. It's fine. It's
I heard it was funny. I guess I should say that. I just heard it's funny.
It's funny. It's got moments. But I don't even mind dumb comedies if I'm in the right mood. Like when I'm high, I'm like almost anything is funny.
Yeah. I know, I love stupid silly shit. That's why Freddy Got Fingered just really, it's so good.
Speaking of Freddy Got Fingered, I actually watched. I've been weirdly watching way too much YouTube lately. I've been really obsessed with it. Like,
I mean, that's all I watch pretty much.
Lately, yeah. So there's something you should check out, and for you at home too. There's if you're interested, 20 worst Saturday Night Live hosts.
I think I've watched that.
It was, it was pretty from what they showed, because I haven't seen most of them because I don't watch for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
They were right on. That Steven Seagal one looked really bad.
Steven Seagal sucks, and everything that he makes sucks too. So it doesn't surprise. I don't even know why they invited him on as a host.
Well, he was huge for a while.
Oh no, I know that. I get that. But
doesn't matter if he's good or not. They're not looking for talent, dude. They're looking for popularity. They had Paris Hilton. Remember Paris Hilton? I
don't remember that.
Oh yeah, she was on that list. She had her little dog, and she wouldn't do the lines. But I will say though, like, I actually really like a Paris Hilton song because it was in Promising Young Woman, and so Blind or something. It's a good song. It's a catchy song.
That's so funny. I forgot that my segue into watching Shrek was like, the Oscars were the other night. And speaking of Oscar-winning movies, I went to go see Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek's an Oscar winner, and it deserves it.
Was it when Best Animated, or was that?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Well, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like I remember Shrek. I've seen them all. I
Sure.
covered one. I did the junket for one of them, and it was a real trip because as a kid, I watched Mary Poppins all the time. We had the little video of that. I had the biggest crush as a little child on Julie Andrews, so I
Mhm.
got to sit next to Julie Andrews. I was
That's
like,
cool.
oh, that's so
Yeah,
rad.
I gotta admit, I mean, I haven't watched the sequels in a long time, but the first one at least, especially after watching it the other day, I gotta admit, even as an adult, there's a lot of really good gags in it.
It's a funny movie. It's a
Yeah.
funny movie. Yeah, I mean, I like the Shrek movies. I don't think I liked the second one. There was one I was like, but
Yeah, I think if I mean, I could be making this up, but I think the second one was like, and then the third one, people were like, okay, this is much better.
yeah, that's my. If memory serves, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
So, but I don't
Um,
know.
yeah, no, it's good. Yo, speaking of movies, I saw another movie recently in theaters. I've been
Wow,
a madman with theaters.
Jesus
Um,
Christ!
I know, dude. I can't be stopped. I went to go see, and you'll enjoy this. I went to go see In the Earth.
Nice,
I did.
nice.
Our
What?
mutual friend
Please tell
Zach.
me you were high for that. Please
I
tell me you
was
were
a
high.
little buzzed because we went to a microbrewery beforehand.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What a
Um,
wild fucking movie, dude.
it's so funny. I don't know if I like it or not because
I know.
it's so trippy. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Every time they keep adding shit to it, and a
Mhm.
lot of it just kind of is just if a lot of it kind of feel like the witch stuff, it just kind of feels like it's shoehorned in there. But like the rest of it is just so trippy that I'm like, especially because when it starts like a horror movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's like the old man chasing him, and then that felt like a slasher. So I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then it just fucking goes. You're like, what's I okay? I told my buddies afterwards. I'm like, this whole movie is basically just a PSA on not to take too many shrooms because then your mind's gonna break and you're gonna think that you can speak to trees and you're gonna be insane. So
Basically, yeah, yeah. No, it's funny. We actually had Ben Wheatley on for an episode of Sounds a Little Scary, and it was really exciting to talk to him about that movie. And both me and Ryan had the exact same reaction. We watched the movie and we're like, I don't know what I just watched, and
yeah,
I definitely had the experience after I watched it. It kept me thinking, and I love that. If a movie keeps me thinking, good, it did its job. That movie
sure.
did it, and I would recommend it to people who like weird shit. That's who I would recommend
Yeah,
that to.
it's out there. It's
Yeah,
kind of a unique premise too. Like especially
very
once
unique
I
premise.
dude, you already know. Um, especially once it starts to unfold during the last half, you're like, oh, this is kind of because when I watched the trailer, well, first of all, I got invited to the movie, and I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna hang out with a couple of friends.
Wait. Who are these friends you're talking about? Because you didn't ask me.
Well, first of all, Mr. Junket Boy over here already saw it,
Of
so
course.
so, but it was our mutual friend Zach and our friend Joey.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
we
was,
gotta have Zach on the show. By the way, we
yeah,
keep
he keeps asking me. He's like, when are you gonna have me on the show? I
we'll
was
bring
like,
him
I
on the
mean,
show.
whenever, you know. Um, but yeah, so we what was I saying? Oh
You were
yeah,
talking about yeah.
I got invited to the movie. I'm not even high yet. I got invited to the movie and I just was like automatically yes because I'm trying to get out more and I have the chance to hang out with a couple of buddies and that's always a good time. But then I looked at the trailer for it the day of because I'm like, I don't know anything about this movie. I've never even heard of it. And I'm like, oh my God, I just got tricked into going to a horror movie.
I know.
And so
I'm so
but
proud, by the way. I'm
I
really
know I
proud.
knew you would enjoy this. I knew you would enjoy this. Yeah. No, it's I mean, it's not like a regular horror. It's almost. I mean, it's not even really a horror movie. It's just kind of like a
It's
thriller type.
yeah, it's like a mystery almost, like a weird kind of fucked up mystery.
Yeah. Well, when you watch the trailer, it just kind of sounds like to me. It almost made it sound like there's like a paranormal aspect to it, and then I'm
Which
like,
there
yeah,
kind of, I mean, technically there is, but it's not.
Sorta.
Yeah, it's not really. Look, there's a filmmaker who I really like, Ken Russell, who did really weird fucking fucked up movies. That's who I thought of when I saw this movie, because I'm like, Ken Russell does these weird. He did The Devils. He did a movie called The Gothic, which is one of my favorite fucking movies. It's about the creation of Frankenstein and Mary Shelley, how she came up with the idea. And they have a lot of really fucked up. I mean, he goes full on nudity, violence, weirdness, but it's not technically a horror film. It's something different, and I think that's exactly what In the Earth was. It was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, is this gonna be another like paranormal horror movie? Because I'm like, there's like a 10,000 of those,
Mhm.
and then as the movie started to unfold more, they brought like this like a witch angle in, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be another witch horror movie. And then it just ended up being something totally different. So, I mean, as clueless as I am about the whole total experience of the movie, I find it to be unique, and I enjoyed that it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was very well acted, and you know, yeah, it was
Did
great.
I gotta know, and I guess I could always ask him how did Zach like it? I love
Oh, he
hearing
liked
his
it.
thoughts. I figured he
He
would.
liked it, yeah.
I was like, even when I saw it, I'm like, you guys will meet our friend Zach. We're gonna bring him on the show.
He likes
Maybe
everything.
no, he doesn't. There's a few things he doesn't like, a few things, but he likes the weird shit though. He really likes the weird shit. Speaking of,
Cross off in the earth.
I had a interesting experience this week, and it started last week, and I want to remember I was going to read the book, my Brandy Carlisle book. I was all excited, right? Remember that? I got the audiobook, dude. I love this book so much that I convinced one of my editors over at We Live Entertainment to let me write a review. I'm writing a review of this book.
Wow.
So it's the audiobook is about 10 hours, I believe, total, and mixed in, every chapter ends with her performing one or two, three songs. And the production is fucking flawless. Fucking flawless. And there was one chapter, dude, it fucked me up. There's a lot of chapters that fucked me up, but there's one chapter where she talked about when she's a teenager, right? And I'm getting serious on you, your ass. Are you ready for this?
That's okay. That's okay. I can take us back out.
Cool. Yeah, please take us back out when we need it. So so they played a gig, and I'm not going to try to explain it too much because this is her story, blah blah blah, but I will kind of connect it. So they played a gig, and there was a guy that they all knew, and he was having a lot of issues, a lot of drugs, I guess, or something like that. I think it was drugs. I think it was. And they played at some hotel. And the next day, the guy went back to the hotel, proceeded to go to the very top of the hotel. He came down and he killed himself. And it got me thinking a lot. And I was thinking about like the weird, because I'm not, you know me, I'm not Mr. Nostalgia. I'm not like, oh, I wish I were young. Oh, I'd give anything to be a teenager. I'm not that guy.
Sure.
But it got me thinking, and I suddenly had this memory of, I knew a guy in high school, sounded a lot like this dude. He was a little crazy, and he bugged people. He kind of bugged you, but you always liked him. You know, you always liked him. You're always like, he's a sweet kid. It's just he doesn't know when to hold back. He doesn't know when to stop. And apparently, after I left, because this is back in Utah, after I left, I don't know. I think it was after I left. I guess he came out as being gay, which, especially at that time in Utah, well, pretty much.
Well, I'm sure. I was gonna say anytime in Utah.
It's getting better, but yeah, especially at that time. And so he drove himself off a cliff, is what I had heard. He killed himself, and I was thinking about him the other day, and I was just thinking about like how I was reading this book, dude. Listening to the book, and because she has a song about him that I didn't know what it was about, it's called that year, and it's just about her. Shay lost contact with this guy. She forgot about this guy, and she just had this memory of him. And I had this memory of this guy, and I'm just like, I don't know, dude. I'm at this place where I'm like fucking not nostalgia. It's not nostalgia in any way. It's just this kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of making realizations and really facing a lot of fears I had. And it's,
You're just being more introspective.
I guess there's that word. Yeah. Yeah, I am. And I don't know why. I don't know what brought it on. I don't know. And it wasn't started by reading the book. And yes, I'm giving it a goddamn good review. It's one of my favorite books I've ever read because I'm not a crier when it comes to books. I don't get teary-eyed and emotional. God damn it, I was a fucking mess. Because it's weird because you hear these stories that are she was in a coma when she was a kid. Like that kind of stuff. But there was this what really fucking blew me away though, dude, the last chapter, because it ends with COVID.
Oh, interesting.
It ends with this is where we are now. And she said something, I don't know. You guys know what happens after November. I don't. While I'm writing this, I don't know. So this was well past, well before November 2020. And it was such an interesting thought. And it was something, I want to almost find the last line in the book. I'm going to really quick, just because it really got to me. And I was like, God damn it. It gave me hope. Surely this is the beginning of the next level of consciousness. I will learn to accept the continuum until we meet again. I was like, fuck, I love this woman. God damn it, I love this woman. Man, it was like, I don't know, dude, that put me in a whole deep, introspective. It is a very strange thing, though, because it's almost, I feel like it's kind of giving me a little power over my fears, over my uncertainty. I mean, I don't know. It's feeling weirdly good.
Yeah, well, no, that's good. I mean, I think that COVID, this last year and a half, has made everybody very introspective and think about their lives and where they're at. And it sounds like that's kind of like the best. It's a very appropriate book. It sounds for these times.
I think so, yeah. And it's $14 to buy like the audiobook, and you get an hour and a half of music. It's like buying an album. So if you want to buy a great album with great produced acoustic tunes and just a really, I hope I didn't give anything away like by reading the last
spoiler alert.
but technically, it's a memoir. So
no. You didn't give anything away.
Plot points or anything like that.
There was something that I wanted to bring up, which Elizabeth, if you're there, which of course you are, if you could do me a favor and please pull up something. I wanted to show you this. It's if you could, I think you just go on YouTube and type in DMX funeral procession.
Oh God, you're gonna kill me.
Have you seen this at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, dude. Wait until you see this, because it made me, the first time I watched it, I got a little emotional because it is so fucking powerful. So I'll just kind of go over it a little bit.
Yeah, because she may be doing something else. Sometimes she has things to do besides babysit us, man.
That's fine. So first of all, he had his casket carried in the back of a like really jacked up pickup truck. It looked like a monster truck, and it was black, and it had DMX on the side of it. And he was in this red casket that was sitting in the bed of the truck. And he's like going through the freeway in New York, and behind this monster truck with DMX. So you're aware of the Rough Riders.
Oh God, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Behind him were, and I'm not kidding you, hundreds and hundreds of dirt bikes, motorcycles, ATVs, cars, just I mean, just a sea of Rough Riders
Wow.
behind this monster truck. I mean, there's a video of it on YouTube. It's like 10 minutes long, and the first 8 minutes is just people going by. Just it's so yeah, it's so powerful. It goes to show like how powerful like his voice was and his music was and how influential he was, and it's really, really sweet and heartwarming to see, you know, so much love and support and adoration for someone like that, and to have just a swarm of people behind you just to honor your legacy and your memory. That was, and it was the Rough Riders, you know, it's like, it's so appropriate. It was so amazing to see.
That's nice. That's although it always makes me kind of sad. Like I always feel bad for like the people that don't have anybody. Like, you know, I always feel bad for that. But like, it is like, look, there's a reason. You know, I feel like musicians, anyone in the public eye, especially someone who well loved or well received, their death, you know, we've talked about this. It affects everybody because they offer to the world. They give themselves a part of themselves. Whether, you know, and there's a lot of people that are like very anti. Who cares? It's not. I don't know this person. That it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to mourn someone I don't know. But and they, you know, I do see people mocked, especially when it's a famous person. That, oh, I'm so sorry. You always see that one or two troll out there going, "Fuck that." Blah, blah, blah. But with that said, I think there is the way you describe it, the beauty, the emotion that it brings, and the memories that it brings, I think is really important, and I think it's good to have that. I think it's. I really want to watch this now. I'm really.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get it pulled up, I'll just send it to you after the show.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Absolutely. It's a great
video.
video.
Send it to everyone watching. That's all. You're all good.
Just DM me all your numbers.
Exactly. You took notes? Do you always take notes?
I try to. I mean, sometimes I don't really have much that's happened or that I keep in mind. This I have a few.
Yeah.
So I always, I just try to keep
the Oscars. Did you actually watch it? No, I did not.
No, what's the point?
Here's the thing. Like I used to be an obsessive. That was a holiday for me. Like that was you had the Oscars. You either went out and had a really nice dinner, early dinner, ordered a pizza, had a few drinks, watched the Oscars, had everyone, you know, oh, cool, you're all excited. But, and I'm not dismissing the people that are up. If I'm up for an award like that, do you think I'm not going to go? Fuck that. I'm going to go.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But like, as a viewer, especially this year, I found it a bit tone deaf, to be honest. Like, to have I just think they should have canceled it this year, or just said, you know what, we're going to have a small ceremony. We'll announce. And I know, look, I get it. That takes the show out of show business, and it is a show business. But I found it really hard to give a fuck. I just did. And there were movies I loved nominated, and I was happy with some of the wins, but I never.
Well, it's not necessary.
Yeah, look, it's again part of the business. That's it. A movie
it is part of the business, but I mean, it's not like, you know, it's a lot of back padding, which, I mean, not that these filmmakers and actors and not that they don't deserve it, not that they don't work hard, and not that what they created isn't great, but I mean, it's just a back padding show, and you don't need that.
No. I mean, look, I'm a hypocrite because I also vote for the Hollywood Critics Association, but I don't know. I'm a part of it. I'm actually a part of the ceremony. I vote for these people, and they come to the ceremony, and they get to, you know, I like it. I remember I got to, you know, present the award to Lee Winnell this year, and
that's cool. That's really cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, the Oscars is something I used to. I think the last Oscars that I gave a shit about was like in 2014.
Wow. Yeah. No. Mine. Yeah. Mine. 2015 I was interested in because Mad Max won so many awards. That made me really happy.
Yeah.
That made me
of course.
Happy. should have won Best Picture, but oh well. But with that said, but that's my problem with the whole awards. What I just said should have. Why?
I mean, everybody thinks that something else should have won.
Yeah, it's like the deserve. Who deserves it? I almost feel like, and maybe it's boring this way, maybe it's not that interesting, but I'm like, you have 5 nominees. Hey, cool. We're celebrating these 5 films, these 5 performances, these 5 directors, these 5 screenplays. Cool. Then we're done. They all are equal. I think trying to, parade movies around like a show horse and say, well, this movie is a better film. Nomadland is better than Promising Young Woman. Promising Young Woman is better than one of the other, Minari. It's ultimately opinion. I mean, look, the awards are great for the business in the sense that, like, someone that gets an Oscar, unless it's Best Actress, and they always do a shitty movie right after. I don't know why, but like, they do these movies and they get, which is a shame because it's bullshit. They should be given fucking. I don't know. I'm like, thankfully there's a lot of great fucking women's roles right now, and it's exciting, and I'm loving seeing. I loved seeing a woman director win. That was fucking rad.
Yeah.
That was rad, especially Minority. It was fucking cool.
So have you checked out Thunder Force or whatever the fuck it's called?
No, I have not. No, I have not. But I did. I loved Nomadland, though. I loved it. It was a great movie. And I know people didn't like it. There's a few people that were, especially on my timeline, that movie was boring. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's not for everyone,
Yeah.
It's not a feel-good movie of the year. That's for sure.
No, I mean, I feel like a lot of Oscar type of movies aren't really feel-good movies.
No, they just, people love the drama. And I remember one of the most controversial wins back when, way before our time, well, maybe a little bit, was when what's her name, Marissa Tomei won for My Cousin Vinny. I remember seeing that movie on video and thinking, fuck, why not? She's great in this movie. She's great. Comedy is hard to do. Horror is hard to do. How the fuck does Lee Winnell or Elizabeth Moss not get nominated? That was my issue. There were other things I was like, really? But
yeah, I gotta admit, like, there's a couple of actors in particular that I didn't really start liking until they did comedies. Channing Tatum and Ryan Gosling, because those two are like, they're like the bods, especially Channing, because it's like, and a lot of their roles is just geared around like their bodies, and I'm not talking like Magic Mike. I'm talking like, because that was after he had done a bunch of shit.
Magic Mike, the first one's a good movie, legit.
Yeah, and but I'm just like, well, there's no talent or skill in just being like, you look great, that's cool, but
and he's a good dancer. He can dance.
He's a great dancer. Wow. Yeah. I mean, he used to actually be a stripper, so of course. But then he did 21 Jump Street, and I'm like, oh, he's really good in this. He can do this, and it takes chops to do this. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, okay, he's like, I really enjoy it. The same thing with Ryan Gosling. I'm like, Ryan Gosling's fucking hilarious. So I'm like, I like them now because you actually get to see their chops in some of these comedies.
Well, I mean, keep in mind though, Ryan Gosling was doing some amazing stuff. His early career is impressive, but it is very super dramatic and super.
I think I watched The Notebook for the first time like a couple years ago.
Did you like it?
I did, actually.
Really?
I did.
Really? I've never actually seen it.
I wasn't blown away, but like, I mean, it's a nice little romantic movie.
Sometimes like, I think movies get that kind of stigma where you're like, I can't see this movie because it's the romantic movie that everyone loves, and all the, or Twilight, and not saying Twilight are good, but sometimes it's okay to like a movie like that. It's
fine. Yeah, I mean, it's unrealistic as shit, but
yeah,
it's fine. Yeah, you know what it is? It plays into the fantasy that everyone wants a love story like that, and but what's so funny about a lot of these romance movies, even something like The Notebook, like. You see some of these behaviors, especially like these female parts, and you're like, you're just a fucking douchebag. Like, and they just play it off like it's not a big deal in the movie, and it's like, this shit's not okay to do at all.
Well, it's just it's there.
You ran out of your wedding to go be with another guy? You're an asshole. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, come on. Well, I mean that goes back to The Graduate, though. That the classic movie, and you probably haven't seen The Graduate. I would
No.
highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's Dustin Hoffman, Catherine Ross, and Bancroft, and it's here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Okay.
But it's about a guy who older woman type situation, and the daughter is getting married, but it's a very she is it yeah she runs out of the wedding in that one. I think that was the first one of the first ones that did it, and it was just a great movie. I would be interested to watch it now, though, like, with all the weirdness that's been going on. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out now. I just don't know. I'm not saying, like, with it without judgment or without anything like that. I'm just like, I'm curious to see if it would still be funny, if it would still,
Yeah.
you know.
And there's a lot of those like movies that get pretty suggestive in today's world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even fucking sick Family Guy. I'm just like, oh Jesus!
Mm-hmm. You're like, oh my god. Yeah. And it's funny because like we're so trained to be offended by these things that like I'm not personally offended by it. I think it's funny, but you still have that reaction of like, whoa, easy.
Well, and we've talked about the whole like I don't like I said there was a joke in 21 Jump Street. I kind of find offensive, but it's one joke.
I mean, you're always gonna have that. I mean,
it just doesn't work for you. Something.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, so. Speaking of movies, there's a movie coming out. It's called The Get Together, and I did the junket for it today for one of my websites, and I got to meet one of my favorite musicians. I was pretty stoked. So check this out. This album. It's Shaky Graves, Roll the Bones. This is the 10th anniversary of the album. It's his debut album, I believe. He's an actor too. So I interviewed this guy, and I am happy to say I'm trying to get this to stay up, and it's not staying up, so I'm going to do that. I'm happy to say, what a fucking cool dude.
That's great.
What a fucking and it's funny because the album I discovered on my YouTube adventures. I was watching Brandy Carlisle videos, and I went to fucking the Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson. So I was going down this alt country road, and his video came up, and he's got
going down the
video.
country road.
Country road, man. Oh, speaking of that,
Take
Brandy
me home.
has a fucking version of that, which will chill you to the fucking bone. Oh my god, it's creepy. It's actually creepy. It's because it's for the show Clarice.
Okay.
And it's oh my god, dude. It gives me chills because I love that song, and her version fucking rocks. But anyway, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about now. Now I'm thinking of Country Roads. I'm thinking of Take Me Home.
That's okay. I met a musician today as well.
What? Who? Tell me.
I met Usher.
What?
Yeah.
How did you meet Usher?
I met Usher today. He came into my work.
What?
Yeah, we were standing. First of all, there was this dude who had his head peeked in the door, and we're like, "Who the fuck's this guy?" And he asked for a mask, so we gave him a mask, and then he just left. And we're like, "Well, he's one of those assholes that just like gets a mask and leaves." And then, but he came back like 10 minutes later. One of my coworkers was like, "I think that's Usher. Tell me that doesn't look like Usher." And then I looked at him and I was like, "That's Usher. Like, it looks too much like Usher to not be Usher."
Oh, that's cool.
And he came in, and I took his order, and then I was like, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Usher." And I'm like, "Well, there it is."
So I guess he was Usher.
Yeah, I guess he's. And my coworker was like, "You're not the real Usher, are you?" And he like pulled his mask down and gave her like a little smirk. And I was like,
"That's cool."
Yeah, he was really cool, man. He was cool.
Good for him. That's really rad.
Yeah.
Hey, we both met musicians today. That's kind of rad. We're on the same wavelength, man.
We are. I was like, I have these couple more notes, and I'm like trying to look for segues, and you brought up musicians, and I was like, this is fucking cake, dude.
This is what we do,
fucking
we know.
cake.
it is funny, like it's still like how we know each other so well that we're like, okay, cool. We give each other room, man. We
Yeah,
really do.
we're the same. We're Looper.
Yes, that's
You're
what
Bruce Willis, and I'm JGL.
we've talked about this,
We
and we
talked about
finally
this.
did, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah,
Except a stonier, funnier version.
yeah, a better. You can just say it better.
Better, yeah, it's
Better.
just better.
You know, speaking of Stoney, I still have yet to spark this up, dude. We're like an hour in.
What?
I know,
Do
dude.
it.
I know. Well, I'm gonna break the seal, dude. So what this is, it's a pre-roll. It's an indica. It's a wedding cake strain with, it has hash oil in it, and the hash oil is a watermelon rancher strain.
Ew.
So
That sounds tasty.
yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Oh, you know what? After you light up, we need to do some celebrating, by the way.
Do we?
So, yeah, it's my buddy Ryan Coltrera's birthday today. I think
Oh, fantastic.
we need to sing him happy birthday.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
I think we should. But
Get a
little high.
I think when we're due for another guest, we need to have him back on.
I would love that. I would love to have them back. Yeah, because we got some good stuff for Something Stoney coming out, or Something Stoney. We got some good stuff for Something Stoney. We got some good stuff for Sound Scary. I get so confused with my two shows, and I'm also I guess I can say this here. Might as well. I'm gonna be hosting another show, so.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know.
Fucking cheater.
I'll tell you more about later once I know more of the details. But it's through Hollywood Critics Association, and it's a horror show, which is nice. I don't really, I do.
So it's like a show.
It's like a show. I mean, it's an online show, but yeah, I'll be doing another one of those. Yeah, probably with the same fucking backdrop.
Look at you go.
You know what? It's weird because I never saw myself as a host. I look at myself. I'm like, no one wants to look at that. No one wants to, and I'm sure there's some people.
No, you can host.
Yeah, it's something I feel like.
No, you can host.
You're just saying that.
You can host for sure. No, no, you can host. You can host.
Thank you.
You can do a great job.
I'm getting high.
By the way, this is very tasty.
I feel it from here. I can feel it. Ooh, feel it. It's
very good.
Wow. Yeah, we have to, Ryan.
It tastes like a treat.
It is a treat.
Yeah, we'll have him back on for sure.
I wanted to get something special for tonight, and I ended up. That's what I was going to tell you. I ended up going to my place, and they had a sale on my sleepy time stuff because there's stuff I take specifically for sleep. So I ended up getting that. So I'm taking the same old shit I do every week, but it's not hitting me as hard. It's taken a while. I took it well before the show. So I know it's going to hit. I'm in a weird place, man. See, now you're the one that's coughing, motherfucker.
You know what's so weird right now?
What?
So I have on my screen, this is a little behind the scenes thing for y'all.
Oh shit!
That I have the dual screen. I have you on one side and then the live feed on the other side. The live feed is somehow ahead of you.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It should be the other way around, and it's not. That's weird.
That is bizarre.
Yeah. It's okay. It looks like it's synced up now, but that was crazy because I was like, "What's going on?" Because I was I noticed there was a delay, and so I'm like, no, he hasn't said that yet. What's going on?
That's utterly bizarre.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, so you know your love for Britney Spears?
Oh yeah.
So I checked out a new album this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that Nick Jonas had a new album, so clearly I had to check it out. Spaceman, yo! I like it. Legit, I like
Oh yeah?
Nick Jonas's music. Legit. It's poppy. It's not my thing usually, but I think he can sing. And I think whoever writes the songs, I don't know. I don't care enough.
Whoever that's not Nick.
I mean, he might do some, but it's honestly really, really solid, great pop. Like there's a couple of artists like that I just like. I like Rihanna. I don't.
Rihanna's great.
Rihanna's great. Honestly, dude, listen to some of his. I should send you a couple of his tracks, and you'll be like, "Holy shit, that's good. That's really good." I guarantee you would like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think that he's probably one of those types for me where, you take Justin Bieber. I respect him as an artist.
No,
I think he's a very talented musician.
Justin Bieber.
I think, yeah. I mean, his music doesn't always show it because it's just poppy nonsense.
I
but
think it's just produced. I think it's all produced with him.
I think he does have some real talent to him, though.
I don't know. I mean, look, let's play the devil's advocate. To get on stage, to learn the moves, to learn to, hear the music, to have the vocals come out, even if it's auto-tune, whatever, which is probably all auto-tune with him. But, like, that takes skill. That is skill. So if you have someone like Justin Bieber or any of those guys,
I think with pop stars especially, their product shadows their talent, which is weird, but it's like, but they're playing to the mainstream, so it has to be like generic and catchy enough, and oftentimes like they don't really get to see their real skills shine. That's why I said, this phase of Miley Cyrus's career has been my favorite, because I feel like she's much more grounded and using her talents more rather than just making hits, and it works. And I see that, and I'm like, I respect the fuck out of that. And I see little inklings of that with Bieber, and I'm like, you know what? I bet you're a really fucking talented dude. You just got stuck being a pop star.
No, I mean, I don't agree with him. I'm not on board with the Biebs. Just not.
You're not a believer.
I don't like his voice. I don't think he has a couple of songs that are like.
I mean, okay, let me be clear. I don't listen to his music.
No, and I
don't want to make that a misconception. I don't listen to his music. I don't like his music, but I feel like there's more to him than just what you hear in his music.
I don't. I think it's all production. With him. I think there's. Yeah, he's competent. He can dance a little, and he can perform the songs with the auto-tune. I think that's his talent.
I think
although I've heard no. To be fair, I have heard he's gotten better. I've heard he's trying a lot harder. Because
that's what I mean. Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't
back to his old shit, and I haven't listened to his new shit.
But
yeah.
That's what I think. I feel similarly as I do about Miley Cyrus, where it's like before it was like, no, I don't like any part of what you're doing, but like as he gets older and kind of, I feel like he's sort of showing his talents a little bit more. Dude, we've already been talking about Justin Bieber for so long.
So let's end it with this one. I have heard I've heard from people that I respect that are in the business or in the, at least have taste, like that I respect.
Sure.
He's got.
Wait, are you saying that I don't have taste?
Yeah, you have none. You have bad taste.
Fuck out of here, man.
Motherfucker. Of course you have taste. Let's talk about your shirt. What is it?
Speaking of, you know what, man? Speaking of good taste. Speaking of good taste, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting all fucking riled up. Speaking of good taste, dude, check out this fucking shirt. I got this in Amoeba the last time I went.
Oh, that was one of your purchases. Cool.
Yeah, dude. It says I'll be back. If you couldn't tell.
No, I couldn't tell at first, but yeah, once I started staring at your stomach, I could.
I mean, hey, man, I'm working on it. Give me a second.
I mean, dude, look, I can't say anything. I can't complain. So
baby steps, okay, baby steps. But no, but that reminds me, I had an epiphany recently, and this is big. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So for the last, I don't even know how many years, at least the last 10 to 15 years, my response to what is your favorite movie ever has been Fight Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which let's just say, great choice.
Sure.
Great choice. The writing is fucking bulletproof. I mean, it's exactly, dude. Exactly. Fucking it's my favorite role that Brad Pitt's ever done. I think he does it so good. and so good, but
Yeah, so good.
so good, but
So good.
no, everybody's good. It's a great
Edward Norton's great.
twist in it. It's just a solid movie that everyone should see
And it
if you
has
have.
that Pixies song. Oh my God, where is
Of
my mind? That's
course,
one of the greatest cinematic moments in history, man.
absolutely,
Amazing.
absolutely.
Oh, and I have the biggest crush on Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, of
I
course,
adore
especially
her.
in that movie,
Fuck.
especially in that movie, and yeah, dude, and if you don't know the twist, it's a pretty cool twist,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, and
But
it works.
absolutely, and it's it's a great. I mean, I'm staring at fucking Brad Pitt holding the soap right now.
Yeah, the topless photo, the shirtless photo of Brad on his
I
wall.
don't, I don't, but I
Yeah,
should get it though, right?
you should get it.
I
You
should
really
get
should.
it. Yeah.
You should get it. Why not?
I'll get one. I'll get a one that's the size of Mac Miller back here, and it's just a shirtless Brad Pitt.
I think you should. They have it. They have. I think at Amoeba they might actually have that image of him shirtless from like.
Oh yeah, they might.
I think
Yeah. Well,
something
if
like
they
that.
do, I'm definitely getting it.
Well, fuck yeah, man!
I
Now
can.
you need to.
Yeah.
Where-
I can take down Kat Von D and just put up Brad Pitt.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway. So, but I think my answer has changed. I don't think that it's necessarily changed. I think I just realized what the real answer is. And I've always known what the answer is. So now I think, and it's, I'm still trying to process it because this is big.
Mm-hmm.
This is big.
It's huge.
But I think it's true because I geek out on this movie and that universe of it way more than I've ever geeked out about Fight Club. Actually, that might not be true. But fucking Terminator 2.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a perfect film. It's a
perfect movie. It's one of the best movies of all time.
Mhm.
It's easily the greatest action movie of all time.
I mean, I prefer Fury Road. I really do. Legitimately.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, yeah. That's another good
Die
contender.
Hard. There's like so
Actually, yeah, I guess Die Hard is probably okay. I retract that statement, but it is one of the greatest movies of all time.
They all can be the greatest action movies of all time, to be honest. I mean, it's not like there's a big there's a lot of action movies, so you can have like 5 movies on your list. Say, you know what, these 5 are the best goddamn action movies of all time.
Yeah. So I mean, the first 2, I didn't like any of them past 2, but
I like Dark Fate. I
didn't care for it.
I loved it because a big part of me for those movies is Linda Hamilton.
Oh,
Once
of course.
she was gone, I didn't give a fuck. So I loved her in that Dark Fate.
I like seeing her return. I just, as far as the story and the action and everything, it felt like a Genesis or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't see Genesis, but I saw the 4th one, the Christian Bale one. Didn't like that one.
Oh,
I didn't really like part 3. So
no, dude, Genesis is easy the worst.
For me. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I'm like, I had a good time at Dark Fate, and I don't like. I'm not saying like it's the best. I think it was the best one since the second one, but it certainly doesn't compare to the second one. Yeah. But it was just good to see her back, and maybe that was most of the draw for me. But it was enough.
I like seeing her back too, yeah. But no, I mean the second one. I mean, her in the second one, she should have got an Oscar for that.
She was nominated, I want to say, but I don't think she won. I could be wrong on that.
So good in it though.
She's fantastic.
She did so much like physical training for it too. She had the fucking guns on her. Like it was, yeah, it's such a great, perfect movie, dude. Yeah. It's so good.
My sister was the stand-in for Edward Furlong in a couple of scenes. Like they needed someone small enough, so she actually worked. She's like on the motorcycle at times.
Wow!
Yeah, so she was the on-camera stand-in for.
That's amazing.
To help out with, I think it was an age thing because of his age. So you would see my sister every so often. Yeah, so it's like
that's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Wow. Yeah, no, man, it's.
I was almost in it. I could have been an extra. Like I was going to be in the labs, and I was like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm like, no, I didn't do it. But hey,
oh man,
yeah, I
that's
was really young.
crazy. That's blowing my mind right now. Can you imagine, like, you're watching one of the greatest movies of all time, and you're like, there I am.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't need to imagine that, dude. I did Airplane versus Volcano.
That is true.
Yeah, fucking
And
A.
you were like one of the main casts, right?
Yeah, like for a minute. I'm in the movie a minute. That is
A minute, dude.
a minute.
That's actually a lot.
One day we should play that clip or something for our audience because I'm really
Yes.
proud of that clip. I love my performance is really amazing, and I have it was the same. So I did at that time. I did that, and I was on an episode of Ghost Adventures for a lot of people here. You know that show because it's awesome. And I had the mohawk for it. So I think we showed a picture on the show or something. I think you've seen me with the mohawk. But for both of those shows, I have a mohawk. But for Ghost Adventures, they did this shot of me, like the way they edited it. They wanted to make a dramatic moment, so they got right in my face, and it's like my face is on TV, just with this mohawk. I'm just like this with this weird, creepy. I swear to God, I look like I'm being possessed or something. The most bizarre. It's so uncomfortable to watch myself on that show because I'm like huge, like this, scary with a mohawk. How stoned are you, dude?
I mean, honestly, this hit pretty quick and hard.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing it already, and I'm still fucking waiting, dude.
Really?
I'm still waiting. Yeah, what's gonna? I think there's a little bit of I don't know. Maybe the indica doesn't work as well for me. Maybe I need to or not. No, I'm sorry. I'm on the sativa actually today. So maybe I don't know. I'm too wired up. Maybe I'm too.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
You're just so pumped.
I do enjoy the occasion when you're more high than I am.
Yeah, I know you enjoy that.
I enjoy that quite a bit because
Yeah.
I get to laugh at you.
Who doesn't love doing that?
Everybody, when we're together, when we hang out, there's like people just ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, when are we gonna hang out? We gotta do that.
I don't know. You tell me.
Let's do it next week. We keep saying that. Let's fucking do it.
I know. Yeah, let's do it.
When are you off? What days are you off?
You won't. You're scared. I'm off fucking Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, we can probably do this off the air.
I know, but it's fun to do on the air. We're gonna do it.
I'm off fucking Tuesday, Wednesday.
We're gonna do it. We'll take pictures. We should take more pictures so we can that way
we're not using the same ones that are old.
Yeah, the ones that we've been using for my hair was short. Those are cool pictures though. I like them. I like how they turned out.
Yeah. I had a lot of stomach in a couple of them.
Yeah, you did. Oh, is that why you didn't like that picture?
Well, I mean, I just don't think I looked good at all because that was the day that remember I fucking slept. So I had just woken up, like I was like wrecked, and I'm like trying to do these fucking like photos. I would love to do it. Let's do
it. And I've got the hair now, so let's fucking do so. Wait, actually, I did have long hair in those pictures. Never mind. You did. It's just longer now. Now we don't even have to wear the mask to take them because we're both vaccinated. So it's find a good place to do it. Yeah, I know, guys. This was really not the most.
Real quick, I did something else this week too.
What did you do?
I bought a couch.
What? Oh wait,
yeah.
You said you were gonna buy it. I didn't. Where is it? I don't see it.
It's well, I don't have it yet. I don't get it until June because I'm having it shipped to me. But yeah, I'm finally gonna have like a real couch in my apartment, and I'm super fucking excited, especially because the futon that I have back there, it's like this like leather, like pleather kind of material, and this chair is made out of the same material, so it's like everything I sit on at home just gives me swamp ass, and so
nothing worse than swamp ass.
I know it's the worst. So I'm excited to have a piece of comfortable, good quality furniture in here that's not going to make me. That's not going to fucking. I can still be dry when I get up.
That made me laugh. I'm sorry. He likes to get dry, guys. He likes to get dry when he gets up. He doesn't like to get wet when
Yeah,
he's
I don't
up.
like to. Yeah, I don't like to be all moist when I get up.
Yeah, trust me, I know, and it's been it's been very difficult. That's been a problem with you and I, our relationship.
I'm not dry enough.
Yeah, you're not dry enough. I'm not wet enough.
That's why. I spent $1,000.
What? You spent $1,000 on a motherfucking couch?
Yeah. Well, look, we got those stimmies, and I decided, you know what? I have the money now. I'm gonna splurge and get like a couch, not like I'm on a budget couch, like a couch,
Mm, mm.
and I'm excited.
So now you're gonna have everything. How dare you? That's for people. You're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get.
No, yeah, you know what? They go towards essentials like fucking couches, dude.
It's an essential.
Get out of
It's
here.
an
Yeah,
essential.
it is.
I think it's. I think I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I mean, you'll probably get to sit on it a lot, honestly.
I
If
know.
we're doing the show here.
It's weird. I'm really excited to do the show and in person. And we were gonna do this. We were talking about doing it for the 420 episode, and I think it was something that I think we wanted to do something really special. And I was really, even though we didn't end up doing it because I think it was just too complicated to try and jump into because we literally we did the week before, the day before, like on Friday.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
well, let's do it live and do it live. And I always do that whenever, every time I say that. I
do it live.
do it
Fucking
live.
thing sucks.
Yeah, he does. But it's it's I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the experience, and I was bummed we couldn't do it on 420. I was kind of excited to see you, but I think that we'll figure something out, and it'll be
when it's by the time just know that when it is in person, it would have been more thought out. So it'll be good. It'll be really good. I still need to buy those like wall things, like the acoustic, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't reverberate. Is that the right word? But
sure.
That way there's no echo on the microphone.
Yeah.
So it's more like studio sounding. The foam things that you put on the wall. Anyway.
I have a I had a moment just now while you were talking where suddenly I was like, oh wait, it's starting to hit, I think.
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to hit, and I'm excited, and I'm you know what, today was just a really good day, dude. Like,
didn't even have to use your AK?
I didn't even have to use my AK. I was had a couple of great interviews. I started writing my review of the book. Booked another. I'm doing another junket. I don't think I can say what one. It's not huge, but it's something. I don't know. I had a good week. I've been having a good week with the weird kind of mood I've been in. It's been actually really strangely good. Now, there's been stuff that's happened, and I just feel kind of like this reminder of, wow, maybe things will be all right, or maybe I don't know. I've been in a weird mood. It's been a good mood, but maybe it's the music, man. I've been listening to more music lately.
That's good.
Like, I think that's like I've been in the, like, obviously Nick Jonas. No, but AWOL Nation. I had a little stint with the which I talked about, which was a lot of fun. Of course, I got my Kate Bush. I got my Brandy. I got I've been kind of listening to a lot of different stuff, like just kind of, I don't know, kind of like seeing what's out there. I love 88.5. It's a music station that is available online on an app. I wish I could think of the call letters, but I can't. But it's, if you can listen to it from fucking Idaho if you want. You can listen from New York. You can listen from wherever in the world. But I love the fucking. They actually played. I want to say they played what's her face, the one you like, that Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus. But no, they played her. They played her sister. There was a song that they were playing with. It was her and Leon Bridges. God, what is her sister's name? Noah. Yeah,
I think it's Noah.
Noah. And the song is July. Fuck, Such a good song. Oh my god! And they're not playing it anymore, and it pisses me off. I want to hear that song.
I mean, you can
Badly.
just go on like YouTube or Spotify.
Well, I know I have it on my phone, but that's not the point. That's not the point, man.
All right.
Do you want to see something cool?
Maybe.
You know what I'm excited for? Not so much. I mean, the movie too, but hold on. I won't push the button because that would be too loud. Which earlier before we went on, I tried to play music for Justin and Elizabeth, and it was really loud, so I'm not going to do that again. But
Oh, it's scary. That's a big.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's exactly what she said.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a doll, a kid's doll.
I mean, is it a kid's doll though?
I mean, it was a toy store. Wait, no. Yeah, no, I think we got a toy store. I'm like, hi. He plays the song. I won't play it because it would be loud for my I mean, maybe the people at home, but you know. It's halfway to Halloween, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's wild. Summer is upon us.
Yeah, summer's upon us. How early do you prepare for Halloween? Seriously? Or do you prepare? Or do you not care?
I mean, look, I like Halloween. I see like the culture of like Halloween and people getting like super into it, and I like it and I want to be a part of it, but I don't think I like it as much as I want to.
See, we got to work on that. We got to work. Well, I mean, no, you have the right to not be as into it, but I'm
more of a Christmas guy.
That's fine too. Christmas is
what a bitch, right?
What's really funny, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was going to make fun of you.
I've just always enjoyed the ambiance and like the old, like, you know, like the old fucking like Bing Crosby songs and the, you know, and the lights and shit. And like, I enjoy the ambiance of it, even though I've had a lot of like traumatizing experiences around the holidays. Like, you know, it hasn't tainted it for me. So, we're gonna steer away from that. But
yeah, I know that. Well, speaking, you know what it's time for? Ryan's birthday. We have.
That's right.
Jesus Christ!
When you do that,
Ryan Coltrera, my brethren, my buddy, this amazing. I love you. My co-host of my co-host of Sound Scary, and my co-creator. We're gonna sing to you. Justin and I are gonna sing.
Jimmy's gonna sing to you.
No, motherfucker, you are.
I'm gonna just support him along the way.
No, you're singing with me on the count of 3. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Do this. Don't bitch out on me. Don't.
I mean, look, I'm gonna do what I do. All right.
You're gonna do what I say you do.
I mean, look, you want to start a podcast with a bitch, you're gonna get some bitch shit. Sorry.
That's a good point. Okay, count of 3. Ready? Okay. 1. You better say 2.
Okay.
3. Happy birthday to you.
There we go.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday.
You're lucky I'm high as fuck right now, dude.
You are totally high. Wait, dear Ryan. Ryan. Happy birthday. I need to hear you for this last one. To you. That was pretty good. I think that was really good. I think that was probably.
I just, I don't like to bust out the pipes too much because I don't want to make everybody jealous.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Ryan and I have heard you sing. We've heard you rap a little bit. You did it after the show. Wait, was it Ryan or what? Was it Ryan Riddle?
That was Ryan Riddle, I think.
Oh, damn. So Ryan hasn't heard it. Coltrera hasn't heard. I know so many Ryans. It's really weird.
Yeah. Fucking white people. Am I right?
Well, I mean, not technically. No, not at all.
I don't know.
Not fully. I don't know, man. I'm just like, I'm in what's so this weekend. I have plans.
Look at you. Oh, I'm Jimmy. I have plans.
No, it's just I'm writing this review and I'm gonna turn it in and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm having a lot of fun writing this review. Reviews are so weird to me. Like, I'm always kind of like, I try when I write a review, I try to be like, I'm not gonna talk too much about this shit because who fucking cares? But like, I try to just write from a normal Joe Blow type of guy. I just try to write from a very honest. I don't try to get all colorful. Don't try to get. I just write it. This is how I feel. Enjoy. You may enjoy it. Cool. Awesome. But this one I'm taking great pleasure in, and I wrote something personal in the opening, and I felt like it deemed. I've only written a couple of reviews for books, so it's not something I do on a general basis. But I gotta tell you, dude, this is fucking really goddamn satisfying. Writing this review has been like weirdly, I don't know, it's felt good. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was a fan and I was able to just do this, kind of have my fandom, find a professional way to express my fandom. And that's really what it is. I don't want the review to come off like too, oh my god, I'm so cool, I love him so much. I didn't want to do that. Or the John Candy one. You're the biggest fan of you. God. I wanted to be professional about it, but I'm like, I don't know. I opened it with a very personal story, and it felt weirdly good to do that. And I don't know if I would do it on a regular basis. Probably not. But for some reason, this just felt like the right thing to do. I don't know. Reviews are weird, man. I'm still like, it's strange to be a critic sometimes, because it's strange that people get mad at you. Like, if they see a movie and you liked it and they go, Dark Knight, Dark Fate, I gave a really good review to. I really enjoyed it. And I got so much hate for that one. And it's hard to, because then, I get it. You walk in, you spend all that fucking money on a ticket, and that's some douchebag told me it was good. This is shit. I fucking hate this movie. I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, look, when I was younger, and when I before I became a critic, when I would listen to critics, I'd be like, okay, cool. This sounds like it could be interesting. And but here's the thing. You make that choice. Don't blame anyone else if you went to see a movie and you don't like it. You made that choice. Most movie theaters, there's like a 30-minute, like, if you hate a movie, if you're bothered by something, you can go get a refund. Most movie theaters. Yeah. So if you don't like it, go get the fucking refund. You can usually tell if a movie sucks for you within 20 minutes. But I have a feeling a lot of those people didn't even watch the movie. The ones that were really,
oh yeah,
well,
and I mean, people just don't realize that it's all subjective, and they also don't realize what they think that the critics are there to tell you what to see and what not to see, but it's all it is that it's like you find, maybe a couple of sources that you trust. It's like, I respect this person's opinion. What did they think of it? Or you take a look at the consensus of all the reviews to get an idea of the quality, of the overall general quality of it. But that doesn't mean, if you're just like, well, fucking Jimmy O told me it was going to be good. And it's like, well, that's what you get for listening to Jimmy O. Like, he's not there to, no, I mean, like, not in a bad way, but like, as far as like, that doesn't mean that you're always going to agree on the same, you know what I mean?
My favorite one, though, my favorite thing, I'm gonna fucking air my grievances right now. Fuck this.
Let's do it. We got some tea.
What pisses me off, dude, is this specific one. It's like, when they go in the comments, or when they, whatever, this person, they say they gave this movie a good review. You give a good review to something, then someone comments, oh, well, this sounds good. Then you have this asshole who's like, yeah, but this guy liked so-and-so, a movie that they didn't like. I'm like, yeah. I also liked The Godfather. Is that shit?
Right.
I also like fucking The Deer Hunter. I liked Raging Bull. I like Goodfellas. I like a lot of movies you might like. Get the fuck over yourself.
Mhm.
Jesus fucking Christ. That is
Yeah.
the stupidest, most inbred article. You're an inbred if you think that. If you, it's like you're fucking insane. If you're like, oh, because they like this movie. Yeah, you know what? I have friends that come to me. I have friends that love fucking that movie. Goddamn, I despise Vox Lux, the Natalie Portman movie. I have friends that love that movie, and I thought it was one of the most atrocious things I've ever seen. I thought it was gross and disgusting and horribly bad, horribly bad. I don't hate my friends, or I don't think if they say they didn't like another movie that I liked, I'm like, well, you like love.
Yeah.
No, because you don't do that. It's like it. You got it right. It's subjective. It's
Yeah.
ultimately subjective. It's always an opinion. Look, it may be more, and I don't want to. I'm going to try and sound not too pretentious because I know this is going to sound a little pretentious. But generally, if you're a film critic, you do a little research and you have a knowledge of film. I know I studied old movies. I went to school for some of what I do, so I have a knowledge of it. So I'm more educated than someone who's like hey, the best movie I ever seen was that new Mortal Kombat or something like that, and not dissing Mortal Kombat, but like I, but that's still, even with that, it's still an opinion,
Mm-mm.
and you can still disagree with that, and it doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make them right. It's just it is what it is. It's like that. I don't know why this is so hard for some people.
Yeah. Well,
I,
it's probably because they're a fucking inbred fuck ass.
yes, they are an inbred fuck ass. That's what it is. Period.
Yeah.
Although I think a lot of it's like that South Park episode where fucking Kyle's dad was an internet troll, and he just is like, they're all like, oh, this must be some weirdo in his basement, and it's just like, happily like, oh, like
Yeah.
fucking with people.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
there's people that are like that.
look, when I was a kid, one of my favorite movies was Batman and Robin with George Clooney.
You weirdo.
And you know what, dude? I mean, I understand that it's a garbage movie, but I watched it recently, and you know what? It's like dumb fun. It's still Batman, and it's a goofy fucking movie but there's still a quality to that.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that it can't be. It doesn't mean that it can't be good in that right. But and honestly, there's like a dynamic in that movie where they kind of go over Bruce Wayne's and Alfred's relationship, and it's you get to see the story arc where Alfred is slowly starting to die just of old age. And like that little arc that's in the movie is like actually kind of good. It's interesting because you don't really see that. And it's actually done decently well. It's just wrapped in this corny as fuck movie.
Hmm.
But,
Hey,
it's like it
yeah,
takes someone with real taste to see those little subtle things, even in terrible movies. And I'm sorry you can't see it, but that's just because you're a fucking inbred fuck ass. So suck my dick.
exactly. That's what it ultimately comes down to. Inbred fuck ass suck Justin's dick. That's really where we're at right now. I know. I have plenty of movies, like especially my love of slasher movies. I've seen so many bad slasher movies, but I can find like something interesting in a lot of them. Even bad. There's a movie called Slaughter High, which is God. It's got a really weird history, and it's basically these teenagers play this really atrocious prank on this guy. Simon is the character's name, or is it the actor's name? One of them. And Simon Scudamore, I think, is the actor's name. I want to say, but like so they. This is so fucked up, dude. And this movie would not happen today. So they, first of all, they trick a guy and they make him think the hot girl, Carolyn Monroe, is the actress, is going to have sex with him in the showers. And so they get this nerdy dude to come in to get naked. I mean, he gets naked. It's like you see everything, and she never gets naked. Big surprise. They take him, they grab him full on. I mean, the camera's literally almost looking up his ass, and they dunk his head in the toilet. They start cover him with toilet, and you're just like, okay, this is beyond assault. This is really fucked up. And then they end up fucking with him, so he basically gets burned alive. Because
Whoa, that escalated.
because it goes to another scene, and then he's in his like doing his homework, school. But I'm telling you that fucking the scene where they're shoving his head in the toilet, it is kind of weird because the camera's going between his legs, and you're like, wow, I don't know if I need to see all of that. I mean, that's pretty fucked up. But then when he's burned and shit, it's like they scare him while he's working with very dangerous acid, or he's covered with acid, or so, I don't know. I don't even, something like that. Some bad happens. So of course, a few years later, they all come back to the high school because they're all invited to a reunion, and is it him? Is it blah blah blah? But the movie's weird. First of all the actors look like they were 30 something, and they're supposed to play high school kids.
Yeah.
And even when they come back, they're not supposed to be that old. They look really old. They're very, but the murders are really graphic and really like wow, like not necessarily great effects. I think the dog out there loves it.
Yeah. That's great.
That's a happy dog there.
I guess.
I've never heard a dog before. Someone's walking by. I see.
Yeah. No, they're around.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm almost done with this. I promise you. So anyway, like the movie's okay. It's a bad slasher film that's entertaining. But what's really weird about it is the guy who plays the killer, and oh my gosh, I just gave it away. And the guy who gets his head dunked in the toilet, and the guy that's like featured ass crack and all, he killed himself after the movie.
Huh.
So I don't know. I tend to wonder, like, what happened? Was it on the set something happened, or was he just fucked up, and maybe he was. Maybe it had nothing to do with the movie at all. Probably,
yeah.
I would assume that, but it's one of those. I would love to know what happened behind the scenes. It's an interesting movie. There's a couple of really gruesome kills. One involving a acid laced beer and a guy's stomach.
Oh,
I mean, it's pretty gruesome. It's not a bad slasher movie. It's not a good one, but there's interesting things in it. There's some genuinely kind of creepy moments, and I do kind of give them a little credit for pushing the boundaries, but I will say that opening scene, you would never see that in a movie today, ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever. I mean, and the fact that was a guy too. If you know anything about 80s slashers, they didn't feature dudes naked. It was a TNA type of thing, and it was usually breast and women. It was usually a lot of women, naked women. There's a lot, and there's naked women in this movie too. It's got a lot of nudity. It's got a decent amount of nudity, but it's a weird movie, and we should watch that one. I would like to show you that one. I'd be curious to see what you'd think of it. I know you're not a horror.
I mean,
fan.
It sounds like a fun time.
I think we should watch it. I think let's watch that one together because I do own this. I own a lot of horror movies, so that one I'm showing you.
Okay, I'm down.
Well, I mean, dude, we've been good today. We're about down to 2 hours. Do you want to keep going? You think it's a good time to end it? How are you feeling?
I think it's probably a good time. I'm starting to fade a little bit.
You are, man.
Yeah.
You are.
I mean, honestly, dude, this shit is so good, though. It's so good.
I want to try some. When we do it together, we'll do that. Maybe I'll smoke when we do. Well, not every night because I don't like that. But
yeah, that's fine.
Speaking of not smoking, where are you not smoking right now? Where can people find you not smoking?
Okay. That was a rough segue, but it was a valiant effort, and I respect it.
It really wasn't a valiant effort. It was just my lazy way of saying, where can people find you?
Yeah, well, primarily you can find me on Instagram at JustinButts94. You can also find me on Twitter at Justin_Butts94. You can also find me on Twitch. I actually did a stream this week as well.
I saw.
Yeah,
I didn't watch, but I did see you. So
yeah. Jimmy's following me. Give me a follow on Twitch, Justin_Butts. See me streaming from time to time, getting real upset at games. And, you can also find me here on Something Stoney.
Yeah. And I'm, of course, you can find me on Something Sounds Scary. Happy birthday, Ryan Coltrera. And I'm at Jimmy to the O at Twitter, James Oster, Facebook, Jimmy to the O, I think, on Instagram. I'm on Cameo. I did another
Definitely get
Cameo.
Cameo. Oh,
Woo!
good. That's good.
I'm hitting them up now. I don't think she liked mine though. I was sad. I felt bad. I tried to make it work, but I'm sorry. But let's see what else. I don't know. I'm all over. I'm online. Of course, Joe Blow, Arrow in the Head. We Live Entertainment. Look for a really a good review that I'm going to be really proud of. I'm going to be all, that's not bad that I read that review. So that's great. I don't know. That's where you can find me. Yeah.
And please be sure to like, share, subscribe on all the appropriate platforms. Rate, review the show, share it with everybody. Give us the likes, the comments, all of that good stuff. Takes a moment of your time, but it means the world to us. It helps us a lot. So please to be doing that. And thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Good night, folks. Now let's see
That's good. That was really good.
That was a good show.